Good evening. This is All India Radio. I'm Abhishek Mukhopadhyay and with me is Renuka RS with the evening news. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says Ro-Pax ferry service between Hazira and Gogha in Gujarat will improve ease of living and boost economic prosperity in the region. National COVID-19 recovery rate improves to 92.49%. Paddy procurement under Kharif marketing season registers increase of 19.92% over last year. Claims through affidavit form no longer required now under Atal Bimit Vyakti Kalyan Yojana of ESIC. And in IPL cricket, second qualifier match between Sunrisers Hyderabad and Delhi Capitals underway. As the nation fights the COVID-19 pandemic, we begin with a message of precaution to stay safe and protected by following these three simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene. Now the news. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that the Ro-Pax ferry service between Hazira and Gogha in Gujarat will improve ease of living and boost economic prosperity in the region. The Prime Minister was speaking after virtually inaugurating the Ro-Pax terminal at Hazira and flagging off Ro-Pax ferry service between Hazira and Gogha in Gujarat today. It marks a big step towards the Prime Minister's vision of harnessing waterways and integrating them with the economic development of the country. Speaking on the occasion, Prime Minister Modi said the Ro-Pax ferry service will work as a gateway to South Gujarat and Saurashtra region. He said it will save time and the expenses will also be reduced. He said the facility to boost business and connectivity will become faster.
ये समय तो बचाएगा ही, आपका खर्च भी कम होगा. इसके अलावा सड़क से जो ट्रैफिक कम होगा, वो प्रदूषण कम करने में भी मदद करेगा. साल भर में करीब 80,000 यात्री गाड़ियां, कार, करीब 30,000 ट्रक इस नई सेवा का लाभ ले सकेंगे. कितना ज्यादा पेट्रोल डीजल की भी बचत होगी. सबसे बड़ी बात यह है कि गुजरात के एक बड़े व्यापारिक सेंटर के साथ सौराष्ट्र की ये कनेक्टिविटी इस क्षेत्र के जीवन को बदलने वाली है.
The Prime Minister termed this service as the next generation transport and infrastructure for the people of Gujarat. He said with the introduction of the Ro-Pax service between Gogha and Hazira today, dreams of people of Saurashtra and South Gujarat have been fulfilled and the long wait has ended. The Prime Minister thanked people associated with it, including the engineers and workers with whose efforts the facility has been developed. He also interacted with the people who will be benefited by this service. The Prime Minister lauded the way Gujarat realized its maritime potential in the last 2 decades and gave priority to port-led development. Mr. Modi said the coastal belt of Gujarat is becoming the gateway to prosperity. He said today maritime business-related infrastructure and capacity building in Gujarat is going on in full swing. He said efforts are on to strengthen the blue economy of the country.
बीते वर्षों में देश में ब्लू इकोनॉमी को सशक्त करने के लिए भी गंभीर प्रयास किए गए. चाहे आधुनिक ट्रॉलर्स के लिए मछुआरों को आर्थिक मदद हो या फिर मौसम और समुद्री रास्तों की सही जानकारी देने वाली नेविगेशन सिस्टम हो, मछुआरों की सुरक्षा और समृद्धि ये हमारी प्राथमिकता है. हाल में मछली से जुड़े व्यापार को बढ़ावा देने के लिए प्रधानमंत्री मत्स्य संपदा योजना भी शुरू की गई है. इसके तहत आने वाले वर्षों में फिशरीज से जुड़े इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर पर 20,000 करोड़ रुपए खर्च किए जाएंगे.
The Prime Minister said government is making efforts to restart the ferry service between Gogha and Dahej soon. The Prime Minister also announced the renaming of the Ministry of Shipping as the Ministry of Ports, Shipping and Waterways.
मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ शिपिंग का नाम बदला जा रहा है. अब ये मंत्रालय मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ पोर्ट्स, शिपिंग एंड वाटरवेज के नाम से जाना जाएगा. उसका विस्तार किया जा रहा है. विकसित अर्थव्यवस्थाओं में ज्यादातर जगहों पर शिपिंग मंत्रालय ही पोर्ट्स और वाटरवेज का भी दायित्व संभालता है. भारत में शिपिंग मंत्रालय पोर्ट्स और वाटरवेज से जुड़ी काफी कार्यों को करता रहा है. अब नाम में अधिक स्पष्टता आने से काम में भी अधिक स्पष्टता आ जाएगी.
Gujarat Chief Minister Vijay Rupani and Union Minister of State for Shipping Mansukh Mandavia also participated in the event.
The country's COVID-19 recovery rate has improved to 92.49%. The Health Ministry said in the last 24 hours, more than 49,000 people have recovered from COVID-19. The total number of recoveries have gone up to over 78,68,000. The actual caseload currently comprises only 6.03% of the total positive cases. Presently, the total number of active cases in the country is around 5,12,000. During the past 24 hours, 45,674 new cases were reported, taking the total number of positive cases in the country to over 85 lakh. India's case fatality rate at 1.48% is one of the lowest globally. In the last 24 hours, 559 deaths were reported, taking the toll to 1,26,121. According to the Indian Council of Medical Research, more than 11,94,000 tests were conducted during the last 24 hours. The total number of samples tested so far has reached 11,77 lakh. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath has emphasized on constant vigilance towards COVID-19 in view of upcoming festivals and changing season. The Chief Minister was reviewing COVID-19 situation in the state during a high-level meeting in Lucknow today. The Chief Minister also instructed that farmers should be made aware about air pollution being caused due to burning of stubble. Our Lucknow correspondent has the details.
Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath emphasized that public awareness through public address systems and other media should be strengthened this time to prevent corona infection. He said that the protocols set for protection from COVID-19 should be fully complied with. It should be ensured that people use masks and social distancing be followed. Cleanliness and sanitation work should be continued that protect from various infectious diseases, including COVID-19. He instructed to take special vigilance in Meerut district. Chief Minister also instructed that the firecracker unit should be kept away from populated areas. MS Yadav, AIR News, Lucknow.
Maharashtra Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray today said that the state will take a cautious view on reopening of religious places and hinted that permission may be granted post-Diwali festivities to avoid overcrowding in the wake of novel coronavirus pandemic. Addressing the people of the state via webcast today, the Chief Minister said that although the standard operating procedures SOPs would be released later, wearing of face masks while visiting places of worship in the state would be compulsory. The Chief Minister also informed that the state government is in talks with the centre for resuming Mumbai local services for the general public. He said the decision will be taken soon. We have a report from a Mumbai correspondent.
Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray stressed on the importance of wearing a face mask and added that those not wearing mask will be fined. He appealed to people to show self-discipline and celebrate Diwali without firecrackers as pollution can affect COVID-19 patients. Although the number of coronavirus cases are on a decline in the state, the CM cautioned people against a second wave of the virus and said that 15 days after Diwali are very crucial. Crediting effective implementation of the My Family, My Responsibility campaign for the declining number of cases in the state, the CM said currently the weekly positivity rate is less than 10%, which was 22.05% in June, while the mortality rate, which was 12.91% in March, has now come down to 2.63%. With Switi Jain, this is Kunal Shinde, AIR News, Mumbai.
In Meghalaya, 155 new COVID-19 cases were registered today, while 160 new recoveries were also recorded in the state. A statement from the Directorate of Health Services informed that so far Meghalaya has detected a total of 10,202 confirmed COVID-19 cases. Out of them, 1,034 are active, 9,075 have recovered, and 93 died.
In Manipur, 3 persons have lost their lives due to COVID-19 infection in the past 24 hours, taking the death toll in the state to 197. On the other hand, 245 people have tested positive in the past 24 hours in the state. With this, the total number of people infected from COVID-19 in the state has reached 20,376. Meanwhile, 358 people were discharged in the past 24 hours in the state, and the recovery rate has improved to 83.78%. So far, Manipur has recorded total recovered and discharged cases of 17,072. In Nagaland, 19 people have tested positive for COVID-19, while 101 recoveries and 1 COVID death were reported today in the state. The total confirmed caseload in the state stands at 9,474. Presently, the state has 985 active cases and 8,350 people have recovered. So far, a total of 49 deaths have been registered, out of which 40 people have succumbed to the infection, 6 deaths are not related to COVID, and 3 deaths are under investigation. 90 affected people have migrated so far.
Kerala reported more recoveries than positive cases of COVID-19 today. 5,440 new cases of COVID-19 were confirmed, while 6,853 people recovered from the infection today in the state. The total number of active COVID cases in the state is reduced to 81,823. Meanwhile, 24 recent deaths were also confirmed due to COVID today, taking the death toll in the state to 1,692. The News Services Division of All India Radio in its bilingual live phone-in program tonight will bring a special discussion program on COVID-19. Dr. A.K. Varshni, Senior Physician, Ram Manohar Loya Hospital, will participate in the discussion. This can be heard tonight on the FM Gold channel and additional frequencies from 9:30 p.m. onwards. Listeners can ask questions to the experts on toll-free telephone number 1800115767. You can also ask questions on telephone number 011-2331-4444 and post queries on a Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts by hashtag AskAIR. This program will also be available on the website newsonair.com and on a YouTube channel News on AIR Official. You can also follow us on the News on AIR app for updates.
You're listening to the evening news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says Ro-Pax ferry service between Hazira and Ghoga in Gujarat will improve ease of living and boost economic prosperity in the region. National COVID-19 recovery rate improves to 92.49%. Paddy procurement under Kharif marketing season registers increase of 19.92% over last year. Claims through affidavit form no longer required now under Atal Bimit Vyakti Kalyan Yojana of ESIC. And in IPL cricket, second qualifier match between Sunrisers Hyderabad and Delhi Capitals underway. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
चलो मिलकर एक शुरुआत करें, चलो एक फैसला आज करें, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे, चलो एक इरादा करते हैं, चलो कुछ वादा करते हैं, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे.
The government continues to procure Kharif 2020-21 crops at its MSP from farmers as per its existing MSP schemes in the ongoing Kharif marketing season. Paddy procurement is continuing smoothly in Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Telangana, Uttarakhand, Tamil Nadu, Chandigarh, Jammu and Kashmir, Kerala, Gujarat and Andhra Pradesh, with purchase of over 248.99 LMTs of paddy till yesterday. This is an increase of 19.92% over last year. Out of the total purchase of 248.99 LMT, Punjab alone has contributed 175.24 LMT, which is 70.37% of the total procurement. About 21.09 lakh farmers have already been benefited from the ongoing procurement operations with MSP value of 47,010.10 crore rupees. The ministry also said, based on the proposal from the states, approval was accorded for procurement of over 45 lakh metric tons of pulse and oil seeds of Kharif marketing season 2020 for the states of Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Telangana, Gujarat, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Odisha, Rajasthan and Andhra Pradesh under price support scheme. The ministry also said procurement operations of seed cotton under MSP are going on smoothly in the states of Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Maharashtra and Gujarat. Ministry of Labour and Employment has said that submitting claims through affidavit form is no longer required under Atal Bimit Vyakti Kalyan Yojana, ABVKY of Employees State Insurance Corporation, ESIC. The ministry in a statement said that while analysing the response of the beneficiaries to the scheme under relaxed conditions, it was found that the condition of submitting the claim in affidavit form is causing inconvenience to the claimants. It said, considering the difficulties faced by the beneficiaries, it has now been decided that the claimant who has submitted the claim under Atal Bimit Vyakti Kalyan Yojana online and uploaded the scanned copies of the required documents need not submit the physical claim. The ministry said if the documents are not uploaded at the time of online filing of the claim, claimant will submit the printout of the claim duly signed along with the required documents. It said condition for submitting the claim in affidavit form has been dispensed with. The ESI Corporation in its meeting held in August this year had extended the Atal Bimit Vyakti Kalyan Yojana from the 1st of July 2020 to 30th June 2021.
In Assam, the Education Department will start Aadhaar enrollment drive from tomorrow for nearly 70 lakh students. The drive will cover all the government and private school students with age between 6 to 18 years. All the Deputy Commissioners will launch the free Aadhaar enrollment drive tomorrow in their respective districts. The drive is expected to be completed by March next year. The Tourism Department in Assam is taking steps to increase the domestic tourists' inflow following the opening of parks and wildlife sanctuaries in the state. Participating in an AIR talk show, Tourism Secretary Razvi Hussain and Director Debakumar Mishra said that priority has been given to develop tourism infrastructures. Mr. Mishra said that 80% subsidy is being given for home-stay facilities in and around the tourism spots.
In Jammu and Kashmir, 3 terrorists were gunned down by security forces during a failed infiltration bid along the line of control LOC in Machil sector of Kupwara district. Defence spokesperson Colonel Rajesh Kalia said that the terrorists made an abortive bid during the night to infiltrate into the Indian side of the LOC in Machil sector. However, the bid was foiled after the infiltrators were challenged by the allied Jawans, resulting in the killing of 3 terrorists. Besides, 3 army soldiers, including an officer and a border security force BSF Jawan, lost their lives and attained martyrdom during the operation. 2 soldiers were also injured who have been shifted to hospital for treatment. Meanwhile, Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha paid tributes to the security personnel who attained martyrdom during the operation. He saluted the supreme sacrifice of the Jawans and lauded the courage and valor displayed by them while protecting the integrity and sovereignty of the country. In Jammu and Kashmir, Director General of Police Dilbag Singh has said that police is making every effort to strengthen the bond with its people, especially the youth of the Union Territory, and will continue to do so in the future. EIR Jammu correspondent reports that the DGP advised youth to stay away from drugs and exhorted upon them to adopt good habits in making the surroundings a better place. He said, through cooperation with the people, especially youth, Jammu and Kashmir police and other forces have maintained peaceful situation in the Union Territory. He said that upcoming Panchayat, BDC and DDC elections will be conducted in a secure environment with the support of the general people.
In Chhattisgarh, a Maoist was killed in an exchange of fire with security forces in Bijapur district of Basta division. The encounter took place in Pamed area bordering Telangana state. After the gun battle, body of Maoist was recovered from the spot along with 4 weapons. In this encounter, 2 security personnel were injured. Injured Jawans belong to the Cobra's 204th Battalion, an elite unit of CRPF. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that demonetization has helped reduce black money, increase tax compliance and formalization, and given a boost to transparency. In a tweet, Mr. Modi said these outcomes have been greatly beneficial towards national progress. On this day, 4 years ago, in 2016, the Prime Minister addressing the nation had announced about demonetization to break the grip of corruption and black money.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will inaugurate and lay foundation stone of various development projects in Varanasi tomorrow through video conferencing. The total cost implication of these projects is 614 crore rupees. The Prime Minister will also interact with the beneficiaries of these projects during the event. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister will also be present on the occasion. The projects to be inaugurated include Sarnath Light and Sound Show, upgradation of the Lal Bahadur Shastri Hospital Ramnagar, sewerage-related works, infrastructure facilities for protection and conservation of cows and multi-purpose seed storehouse. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu called senior BJP leader Lal Krishna Advani to greet him on his 93rd birthday. The Vice President wished him good health, happiness and a long life on his birthday. Mr. Naidu is on an official tour to Hyderabad. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today met senior BJP leader Lal Krishna Advani and greeted him on his birthday at his residence. Home Minister Amit Shah and BJP President J.P. Nadda were also present on the occasion. Earlier in a tweet, the Prime Minister prayed for Mr. Advani's long and healthy life. He said Mr. Advani played an important role in the development of the country. Home Minister Amit Shah said in a tweet that Mr. Advani not only contributed to the development of the country with his hard work and selfless service, but also played a major role in the expansion of BJP's nationalist ideology. Information and Broadcasting Minister Prakash Javadekar also wished the veteran leader on his birthday.
A meeting of General Secretaries and all Morcha Presidents of BJP was held at party headquarters in New Delhi today. The meeting was chaired by BJP President JP Nadda. The counting of votes for Bihar Assembly elections as well as by-elections to various assembly seats in several states will take place on Tuesday. Counting of votes for by-elections to Valmiki Nagar Lok Sabha seat in Bihar will also be held on the same day. Elections to 243-member Bihar Legislative Assembly was held in 3 phases. The first phase of polling was held on 28th of October, covering 71 assembly constituencies, while the second phase on the 3rd of November, covering 94 seats. The third and final phase of voting took place yesterday for 78 assembly seats. By-polls for Valmiki Nagar Lok Sabha seat in Bihar and 4 assembly seats in Manipur were also held yesterday. Talking to AIR News, Bihar Additional Chief Electoral Officer Balamurugan said counting of votes for all seats will take place on 10th of November in a safe and transparent manner.
3-tier security is being provided. One more important arrangement from Election Commission of India is that every constituency is going to have counting observers. Most of them has arrived and under their supervision, under observation, the counting will begin. Every effort is being made to conduct the counting in a smooth and very transparent manner. Counting will begin at 8 and confident that by evening the results will come out.
Voting for by-elections to 54 assembly seats in 10 states were also held on 3rd of this month. The states were Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, Uttar Pradesh, Jharkhand, Karnataka, Odisha, Haryana, Chhattisgarh, Telangana and Nagaland.
Democrat Joe Biden beat Republican Donald Trump to become the 46th President of the United States. In a very closely fought presidential election which witnessed many cliffhanger episodes, Biden clinched the race by securing 279 electoral votes. The winning moment was decided when the Democrats made a stamping lead in the state of Pennsylvania, sealing the victory in one of the most crucial swing states. Joe Biden thanked his supporters for voting him. In his address, Biden said he does not see red states and blue states, but only the United States.
I believe it's this. Americans have called upon us to marshal the forces of decency, the forces of fairness, to marshal the forces of science and the forces of hope. In the great battles of our time, the battle to control the virus, the battle to build prosperity, the battle to secure your family's health care, the battle to achieve racial justice and root out systemic racism in this country.
With the declaration of Joe Biden as the president-elect based on the projections of the electoral votes, Democratic Party candidate Kamala Harris has also secured her position as the first woman vice president of the United States. She thanked her supporters and said, Americans have chosen hope, decency, science and truth.
I will strive to be a vice president like Joe was to President Obama, loyal, honest, and prepared, waking up every day thinking of you and your family. Because now is when the real work begins, the hard work, the necessary work, the good work, the essential work, to save lives and beat this epidemic, to rebuild our economy.
Republic TV Editor-in-Chief Arnab Goswami, Firoz Sheikh and Nitish Sarda, arrested in connection with the suicide of an interior designer, were shifted to Taloja Jail in Maharashtra's Raigad district from a COVID-19 quarantine center in Alibag this morning. Jail Superintendent A.T. Patil said that due to security concerns and being a high-profile case, the district jail superintendent had requested the senior authorities to move the 3 to Taloja jail. Later, as per the order of the Inspector General of Prisons, all the 3 were shifted to Taloja jail this morning. Meanwhile, former BJP MP Kirit Somaya in a tweet said he met jailer of the Taloja prison today, who assured him that Goswami will not be harassed and he will also be provided required medical treatment. Goswami and 2 others, Firoz Sheikh and Nitish Sarda, were arrested by the Alibag police on the 4th of November in connection with the suicide of architect interior designer Anvay Naik and his mother in 2018 over alleged non-payment of dues by companies of the accused. After his arrest from the Lower Parel residence in Mumbai, Goswami was taken to Alibag, where the Chief Judicial Magistrate remanded him and 2 others to judicial custody till the 18th of this month. Goswami was then kept at a local school which has been designated as a COVID-19 center for the Alibag prison. The Bombay High Court will tomorrow pronounce its order on the interim bail application filed by Goswami and the two others in connection with the abatement of suicide case.
The air quality in Delhi has deteriorated further and is in severe category this evening. According to the Central Pollution Control Board, the city's air quality index was recorded 421 at 5 p.m. An air quality index between 201 and 300 is considered poor, 301 to 400 very poor, and 401 to 500 severe. The System of Air Quality and Weather Forecasting and Research, SAFA, has forecast that the air quality will stay at the severe to the higher end of very poor category till tomorrow. SAFA has advised people to avoid all physical activity outdoors. It has asked people to stop any activity level if they experience any unusual coughing, chest discomfort, wheezing, breathing difficulty, or fatigue. Now let us take a look at the weather forecast for tomorrow. The national capital will be partly cloudy in the early morning. The minimum temperature will be 13 degrees Celsius and the maximum will be around 34 degrees Celsius. In Mumbai also, sky will be partly cloudy. The minimum temperature in the metropolis will be 20 degrees Celsius and the maximum will be around 35 degrees. Chennai will have partly cloudy sky. The temperature will hover between 25 and 32 degrees Celsius. Kolkata is expected to have a clear sky with temperature varying between 22 and 34 degrees Celsius. On to the north, in Srinagar, there will be mainly clear sky. The minimum temperature will be 2 degrees Celsius, while maximum will be around 20. In Jammu, lower level of temperature will be 11 degrees, while daytime temperature will reach 30 degrees Celsius and the temperature will dip to 16 degrees Celsius at night. In Leh, the sky will be partly cloudy. Minimum temperature will be minus 9 degrees Celsius, while the maximum will be around 1 degree Celsius. Gilgit will also see a clear sky with temperature hovering between minus 4 and 10 degrees Celsius. In Muzaffarabad, sky will be partly cloudy and the temperature will move from 1 to 14 degrees Celsius. In Dehradun, the temperature will hover between 13 and 26 degrees Celsius. The city will have a mainly clear sky. Chandigarh will have a mainly clear sky with temperature oscillating between 15 and 29 degrees. In Hyderabad, the minimum temperature will be 19 degrees Celsius while the maximum will be around 29. The city will have partly cloudy sky with haze. Ahmedabad will see a clear sky. The minimum temperature will be 16 while maximum will be around 34. Patna will have a clear sky with temperature hovering between 15 and 29 degrees Celsius. And Guwahati will have fog or mist in the early morning. The minimum temperature in the city will be 18 degrees while the maximum will be around 26 degrees Celsius.
In IPL cricket, Delhi Capitals were 145 for 2 in 16 overs against Sunrisers Hyderabad in the second qualifier match in Abu Dhabi when reports last came in. Earlier, Delhi won the toss and opted to bat first. The winner of the fixture will face Mumbai Indians in the finals on Tuesday. Earlier, Hyderabad defeated Royal Challengers Bangalore by 6 wickets in the eliminator match to reach the second qualifier. With this, Bangalore were knocked out of the tournament. On Thursday, Delhi lost to Mumbai in the first qualifier. They have another chance to qualify for the final today. In Women's T20 Challenge Cricket Tournament, Supernovas defeated Trailblazers by 2 runs at Sharjah last evening. Supernovas will take on Trailblazers again in the final, which will be played tomorrow. Supernovas have won both of the early editions of the Women's T20 Challenge. The Southwestern Railway, with headquarters in Hubli in Karnataka, has found a novel way of utilizing redundant concrete sleepers. These old sleepers removed from railway tracks are now brought to use as pathways for the track maintenance staff. In a novel manner, 10,000 discarded sleepers were used to construct a 12-kilometer-long pathway in the Western Ghats. This has provided easy access to the tracks in a hilly terrain. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says Ro-Pax ferry service between Hazira and Ghoga in Gujarat will improve ease of living and boost economic prosperity in the region. National COVID-19 recovery rate improves to 92.49%. Paddy procurement under Kharif marketing season registers increase of 19.92% over last year. Claims through affidavit form no longer required now under Atal Bimit Vyakti Kalyan Yojana of ESIC. And in IPL cricket, second qualifier match between Sunrisers Hyderabad and Delhi Capitals underway. For details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.com and News on AIR app. And with that, we end the evening news. Good night.